Hello students, you have learned about integers earlier. Let us revise the main concepts again. Natural numbers. Counting numbers are called natural numbers. Thus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. are all natural numbers. Whole numbers. All natural numbers together with 0 are called whole numbers. Thus, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. are all whole numbers. Students, we know that the result of subtraction of smaller whole number from the greater whole number is a natural number. For example, 4 minus 1 equals to 3. Similarly, the result of subtraction of a whole number from itself is 0, which is also a whole number. For example, 7 minus 7 equals to 0. Students, what will be the result of subtraction of greater whole number from the smaller? Here we need another number system to represent this kind of result, that is integers. Let us learn about integers in details. Students, we know that 8 minus 3 equals to 5. Now, let us subtract 8 from 3. Students, subtracting 8 from 3, we get minus 5. Here, minus 5 is neither a natural number nor a whole number. Minus 5 is in fact negative of natural numbers. Thus, we can say that when we subtract a greater whole number from a smaller whole number, the result is a number with negative or minus sign. Such numbers are called negative numbers. Also, we can say that negative numbers are the opposite of positive numbers. Just in English language, the opposite of hot is cold and the opposite of day is night. Similarly, in the number system, the opposite of plus 7 is minus 7 and the opposite of 100 is minus 100. Students, the numbers with positive sign or no sign at all are known as positive integers. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And the numbers with negative sign are known as negative numbers. For example, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and so on. Thus, we can say that positive numbers 0 and the negative numbers together make a new collection of natural numbers called integers. In other words, we can say that collection of natural numbers, negative of natural numbers and 0 together form the collection of integers. Thus, integer include the numbers minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Positive integers. The numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. are called positive integers. Negative integers. The numbers -1, -2, -3, -4, etc. are called negative integers. The set of integers is denoted using the symbol Z or I. Few facts to remember about integers. They are: fact number 1, a set of numbers -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. is called integers and is denoted by I or Z. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on are called positive integers. -1, -2, -3, -4, and so on are called negative integers. 0 is an integer, but it is neither positive nor negative. All natural numbers are positive integers. The smallest positive integer is 1. While writing positive integers, plus sign is omitted. Thus, positive integers are generally written without plus sign. For example, write 3 instead of plus 3. -1 is the largest negative integer and there does not exist any smallest negative integer. Solve the following. Students, before solving these sums, let us quickly revise the important points again. Rules for addition of integers. Rule number 1. When adding two positive or two negative integers, that is, while adding integers of same sign, simply add the numbers and put the same sign. Rule number 2. When adding two integers of different sign, subtract the numbers and put the sign of the larger number. Now, rules for multiplication of integers. Rule number 1. To find the product of two integers with unlike sign, we find the product of their values regardless of their sign and give a minus sign to the product. Thus, we can say that if the two integers are of unlike sign, that is, one integer is positive and one integer is negative, then their product is negative. Rule number 2. To find the product of two integers with the same sign, we find the product of their values regardless of their sign and give a plus sign to the product. Thus, we can say that if the two integers are of like sign. Their product is positive. Now, rules for division of integers. Rule number 1. The quotient of two negative or two positive integers is always positive. Rule number 2. The quotient of one positive and one negative is always negative. So now, let us solve the sum keeping in mind the rules. Sum A. Minus 35 plus minus 29. Students, in this sum, we have to add the integer as a whole number by ignoring the minus sign. And we have to place minus sign as common sign is minus. Thus, adding 35 and 29 as a whole number by ignoring the sign, we get 64 and placing minus sign before 64 as common sign is minus, we get minus 64. Now, sum B. 3 plus minus 9. Students, we know that in order to add the integers with different sign, we have to subtract as a whole number from bigger to smaller, and we get the answer with greater absolute value. Thus, subtracting 3 from 9, we get 6 and placing minus sign before the different 6 as negative integer is greater, we get minus 6. Thus, 3 plus minus 9 is minus 6. Now, sum C. Minus 7 into minus 5. Multiplying 7 by 5 as a whole number by ignoring minus sign, we get 35. Students, both the integers are negative, so their product is positive. Thus, minus 7 into minus 5 is 35. Now, sum D. 9 into minus 8. Multiplying 9 by 8 as a whole number by ignoring minus sign, we get 72 and placing minus sign before the product 72 as one integer is positive and one integer is negative. That is, integers are of unlike sign. Thus, 9 into minus 8 is minus 72. Now, sum E. Minus 18 divided by minus 3. Dividing 18 by 3 as a whole number by ignoring minus sign, we get 6. Thus, minus 18 divided by minus 3 is 6. Students, we got the answer in positive as both dividend and divisor are of like sign. That is, both dividend and divisor are negative.